and I'm going to do this all along the remaining stitches here. And when I get to the end, please come back so we can move on to the second row together. So anyway, so that's what it should look like. The reason we worked in the back loop of the stitches is to create these waves here, these ripples here, and it's extremely beautiful. And this is a really good pattern for sweaters because it just creates a really beautiful work. So so we're gonna move on to the next part of this. So this is my 54th row right there, and to go ahead and get started with our next until you get to the end. Okay, and this is being our end here. When you get to this end, your very final double crochet stitch, don't forget it's gonna go into that final stitch like that. Make sure you go to the end, because if your last stitch is right here, it's going to create this ingoing bend, okay, inwards looking bend. But if you go into this final one here, then it is your final stitch that's going to continue to keep this work straight like this. Okay, all right, and keep in mind too, because we're now working with double crochet, it's going to kind of bend a little bit outwards because this stitch is wider than this. So our work just going to go more like this when it starts, and then it's going to keep going up like that. Okay, and that is absolutely fine, because our body will get wider as it goes upwards, because it's gonna, we have our shoulders and things like that. So that's not a problem at all for that to be like that. So it's not supposed to go straight like this. Okay, so go ahead and do that. So for this color, I plan to do 6 rows of the double crochet. So I'm going, this is my first row of the double crochet here, and I'm going to do 5 more. And when I'm done those 6 rows, I'm going to come back, and then I'll show you how to change the color and add our burgundy color. And then we're going to do more rows of the burgundy color, and then we're going to switch back to the blue. And then so we're going to have this color burgundy in the middle, and then finish it off with the blue. Okay, so as you have seen in the sweater. But go ahead and do these 6 rows for now, and then come back so I can show you guys how to do a color change. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so I have gone ahead and completed my 6 rows here of the double crochet stitch. So that's pretty much how it should look so far. Okay, and this is where I am going to change my color to the burgundy one. So to do so, I'm just going to go ahead and cut my yarn about somewhere here, just something like that, and then I am going to go ahead and bring in my burgundy color, and that's what we're going to be changing it to. And then I'm going to get that changed, and then I will have you guys do a number of rows with that. And again, if you're just doing one solid color, you will continue to do so without changing this color, without changing your color. But for me, I am changing it here to the burgundy color. So as you can see here, I just undid the last section for the double crochet, so I would have gone like this to complete my double crochet, but I just undid the last one so I can join my color. And to join my color, I have my 2 loops on the hook like that, and I hold my yarn like this, and then I go ahead and just kind of grab it and pull it through, and then I'll take the 2 colors and just kind of pull to make it tight like that. Okay, and then from here I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, turn my work, and then I'm going to just continue to do what we have been doing, which is my double crochet stitches across the row. And then when I get to the end, I will do a chain 2, turn my work, continue. And then for this particular color, for this burgundy color, I am going to do 12 rows. And then when I'm done my 12 rows, I am going to come back to the video so I can show you how to change the color back to the to this navy blue, or sapphire as they call it, and then also to create a neckline. And I'm just going to do like a small v-neck, like a small gap in the chest section on top on the upper part of the chest to create a neckline for this. And then we're going to continue to work until we're done this. And when we're done that, I will go ahead and show you guys how to start the sleeve, because you will be doing the back panel of the sweater offline, because it will just be the exact same as this, except you will not have a neckline. You will not have a neckline because you're not creating a neckline for the back. So it will just be a continuation of this until you get the length that you're looking for. But we will talk about more of that when we come back. But for now, go ahead and create however many rows you want for this color. In my case, I'm going to be creating 12 rows, and then I'll be back when I have those. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed my 12 rows in the burgundy color of the sweater. So as you can see here, this is where we started, and then we did 6 rows of this color right here after we did our single row of single crochet to establish the stitches. And so there we are now. Okay, all right, so the next step is we're going to work on doing a gap here for the neckline. So we're going to be crocheting the one side each without joining it all the way through, so we're gonna have a gap in the middle. And to do so, what I have done is I've just rows, come back, we will see if we need to add more, and if I think we need to add more, I will come back and let you guys know. And then we will go ahead and connect the yarn to this side and then build up this side as well, and that would pretty much kind of finish our first panel here. before we go ahead and start the back panel, which I'll just kind of talk about a little bit about it, but you guys will do it off site or off the camera, and then I will do the sleeves. We'll start to do the sleeves together. Okay, so stitches on this side like we did on the other side here. And so I'm going to do my 12 rows here as well. So I'm working on my second row. When I'm done this second row, then I will have 10 more to go. And when I have reached the end of my 12th row, I will come back to the video so that we can see how our front panel looks like, because that will be the end of the front panel. And then we'll talk about how we will start the back panel and how it looks like, and then we will start the sleeves together. And of course, again, I will show you guys how to start the sleeve on camera, and then you guys will be able to complete the one sleeve off camera as well as the second one. And then the next time we come back together on video will be for me to show you guys how to connect your panels together so that we can have our complete sweater. Okay, all right, so go ahead and work on your this part of the sweater. When you get to the end, come back and we'll move on to the next step together. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed the second side of the sweater panel here. So this is the collar area here, and as you can see, I have the gap that's created here and the two sides here. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of these first panel, which is the front panel, and as you can see, it looks like that. Just one thing quickly that I wanted to mention. So if you look at the edge here, it doesn't look quite clean because it's where we're chaining our two chains and then working our double crochets going out this way. So it does create a little bit of a not too clean of an edge here. I am going to leave mine like this because I like small imperfections that seems to be like that just something that looks like that. I don't want to make it too clean here, but if you're more picky than I am and you would like to make sure your work has a lot more clean looking edges, then you could just go and do a row of single crochet or even slip stitch around here to make it more cleaner, like these edges here. But for me, I'm gonna leave mine like that, so I'll let you guys decide on that. Okay, all right, so that is pretty much it here. So I'm just gonna bring my tape measure in really quick so I can show you guys how long it is. So my sweater is not too long. So if I measure in inches, my tape here is in inches and I like to measure in inches. So if I go from the top where, let me just turn it like this so that I can show you guys how long it looks like this. So if I take my tape measure and just kind of place it here, which is the top of the sweater, and without pulling, if I go all the way to the bottom here, it's about 18 inches. Okay, so this is without pulling, so which means if I measure from the top of my shoulder down to where my sweater is gonna end up being, it's just gonna go right before my hips. So this sweater is not gonna cover my buttocks at all. It's just gonna go right before my hips, and that's where it's gonna end. So if you're looking for a long sweater, then you would have had to do a lot longer, which means many rows compared to mine here. Okay, all right, so now that we've finished this, I'm going to show you guys how to just cut these off. And then what we will do is we're going to do the back panel, which you will guys will do off camera, because I have completed mine, but because I wanted to show you guys how it looks like. And then we will go ahead and start the sleeves. Okay, so I'm gonna again cut these somewhere here so I have enough to be able to sew the top of it, and then we're just gonna pull this here. And like I said previously, this is 12 rows, so this color that I started here is 12 rows, because I know I did say 10, but then I added 2 more rows just to make it a little bit longer. And that's it here. So that is done. This is my front panel here. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys quickly the back panel that I have already completed, and this is it here. Okay, so this is my back panel, and as you can see here, it's exactly like this, except for the front panel we have this gap here for the neckline, but otherwise the rest of it is pretty much the same. Okay, so again, I did the exact same thing here, exact same number of rows here, exact same number of rows here, and that way our sweater fits exactly evenly. So there's no longer panel or shorter panel, they're both exactly the same. So when I place my panel on top of each other like this, when I'm ready to sew it, it's gonna line up just That's it. So I have mine here. So however many rows you have for your wrist, then we're going to pick up from there and move on to the next step. Okay, so from here we're going to chain one, and then we're going to pivot our work this way. So we're going to be working up here, just kind of like exactly how we did the front and the back panel. And then from this stitch right here, we're going to do a single crochet stitch, just like we did with the previous. And this is something that we're going to do a little bit different here. We're going to want our wrist panel here, or our sleeve panel, to kind of go up like this, because our wrists are usually a lot smaller than the rest of our arms, so it gets bigger as it goes up. Okay. So for you, it may be different, and based on the fact that yours will be different, you can obviously do either more rows or less rows. Therefore, you can organize your colors however you want to. So if you're doing more, you could do more rows of this color right now. So instead of 10, you could do 12, 14. And then maybe instead of 12 of the burgundy color, you could do about 14 again, and then maybe 20 for the blue at the end. It's up to you. Okay, so I'm not gonna come back to show you guys how to change the color, because I did show you guys how to do that for the back, for the front panel that we just completed. So I will just kind of continue this until I get my length. And again, like I said, I'm going to do the size that is for me, and you will obviously do the size that is for you. So go ahead and do that, and when you complete your first panel for the sleeve, go ahead and start your second one and then come back. So when you come back, you will have two. But what I will do, just so you guys have a good guidance and you kind of see what it looks like, when I finish my first panel, I will come back to show you guys how it looks like, and then you can go ahead and do your second one off camera, as I will do the same thing. Okay, so I will see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed the sleeve part of our sweater here. So as you can see, this is it here. And just to quickly recap, we did start that by doing these rows here, and then we did 10 rows of the blue color here, and then 12 rows of this burgundy color, and then we moved on to do 18 rows of the blue again. And like I said earlier, we're gonna do the second one offline. So this is it here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut the yarn somewhere anywhere here, and then we're going to just fasten these off so that that's done. Okay, so again, in terms of measurements, you're going to measure the length of your arm from your wrist anywhere here all the way up to the top of your shoulder. That way you can kind of tell exactly what size it is that you need to do, and your rows will increase based on how long your arm is or how short your arm is. Then it's gonna be, you're going to reduce the number of rows. Okay, so that's pretty much how it looks like here. So this is pretty much how we're gonna end up sewing it together. It's gonna be sewn down here all the way to here, and then this is pretty much where my arm will go through these two here. Okay, now my work table is really tiny, so what I will do is I'm gonna go ahead and finish my second sleeve offline, and then I'm going to assemble my two panels, which is the front and back panel of the sweater, and then my arms, and then I will spread it on my bed so I can show you guys how it looks like, and then I will explain how we need to join our panels together. And for the joining, I'm going to be doing it offline as well. And for those of you who want to see my sewing technique to join my work together, I have videos on my channel that you can refer to. Any video that I've done a sweater in, I believe the last sweater I did this month or maybe last month will have how I sew it together. So you just need to make sure you have a darning needle, and then we're gonna do so. And also keep in mind, we have a change of colors here. So when you join your work, when it comes a point where the color is a different color, you have to make sure you change from, let's say for example in this one, I'm going to start joining it with this navy blue all the way to here. When I get here, I'm going to change my color to this burgundy color and use the burgundy color to join it until I get back here again, and then I will change it back to the blue and then join my blue color, and that will join with the blue color, and that will also be the same thing for when we join our front and back panel. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and complete my second panel for this arm, and then I'm gonna display this on my bed so I can show you kind of from like a wider angle, because my work table literally where my hands are right now, they're just literally up to here. Like it's very, if you see where my fingers are coming, that's literally my table ends over there. So I cannot really assemble the whole thing on here to show you. So I'll do it on my bed, okay? So go ahead and finish your second panel, and then I will see you guys on my bed when I show you how it looks like. Okay, my love, so I have gone ahead and completed all of my panels. So as you can see here, I did say I would go on to put my work on the bed so I can actually show you guys how it looks like as a full thing, but before joining it. So as you can see here, these are my two panels, the back and the front. Okay, if I show you guys this here, that's how it looks like. And then that is one of my sleeves. Okay, so that is one of the sleeves that will join here and join in the bottom here all the way like this. And then my other sleeve is on this side, and it's the same thing where I will be joining it all the way here to the end, and then the sides of the sweater will join here and here to make our sweater. So this part here is gonna be our neckline, and we're gonna leave it like this, so we're not doing anything else with it. So it's something that you can kind of flip the collar like this if you want, or you could just let it go like that. But the other parts that we're joining will be the top, so we're going to be joining the top here halfway, okay, and then on this side we're going to be joining the halfway like this. So we're gonna have our neckline right there, okay. All right, so that's pretty much it there, okay. So I am going to go ahead and weave in all of these ends here, and then sew my sweater together. So join all the 4 panels together, and when I come back I should have the finished product, and I will probably come back on my bed here to show you guys how it looks like joined, because my work table is really small and I would not be able to kind of show you guys how it looks when it's completed. But I will also have a lot of pictures that I'll be showing you guys how it looks like on me, okay. All right, so go ahead and join your 4 panels together, and when we come back we should have the completed project, okay. All right, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so this is the completed sweater here. So again, I'm just showing it to you on my bed because my work table is extremely small and I cannot show you guys everything. But this is pretty much how it looks like. So everything is joined. Okay, so as you can see, this is the body of the sweater here. This is the neckline here. So we'll have like these little nice collars there. And then of course you have your sleeves that go all the way to each of the ends like that. Okay, so that is pretty much it. If I flip it over to the back side, then your back side just kind of looks very plain like that. So nothing too crazy, so just like nothing special in the back, just a flat back like that. Okay, so this is pretty much it here. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did making this sweater. And again, as you will see it on me, it looks extremely nice and warm, and this is something that I made so I can start to wear some warm stuff that I create as the weather starts to get colder. And I hope you guys are doing the same. Thank you so much for joining me on this video, and thank you for watching to the end. And as always, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so, because that does help me with my algorithms, and as well it motivates me to create more things with you. My channel is called Simply Angel Tiah, and the reason I say simply is because I try to make as simple a project as possible, so that all of you guys out there who are beginners have something that is simple but yet beautiful to make before you move on to advanced level of making your crafts, okay. All right, so yeah, go ahead and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the like button and comment if you have any questions in regards to this video or any videos on my channel, okay. Thank you so much again, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Love you so much. Ciao ciao.